Okay, I hope that I am doing this correctly. I am not a tech savvy person, but I've had several people encourage me to start doing a podcast of my own. And so here I am, giving it a try. So bear with me as I'm getting through all of this and getting to learn how to do all of these things. So just give me some grace, please. But I just wanted to go live really quick and give a few different updates. I've had a few questions, and I'm really excited about some new projects that I'm going to be working on and I'm just blessed to be a part of. And as a consequence, so are y'all. And yeah, so just wanted to give some updates. Our name now has changed. At first, of course, I started Texans Against Illegal Immigration, and that is still in existence. I still have that LLC. However, I did start up a new one. I figured that Secure the Border was more direct and more purposeful. Back when I was a volunteer counselor for the pro life movement, I realized very quickly that words matter. And we do not, our, the purpose of this group is to try to spread awareness and to encourage people to learn the truth about the consequences of the current border crisis. So I shifted the name to Secure the Border. And as a consequence, we also have a new website. You can visit our new website at securetheborder.us. That is securetheborder.us. So, of course, the purpose for those who have been following myself for a while now have been going to the border events. We held numerous, I was a part of numerous of them over, over the last year. All the time just seems to just kind of mush together. But was to bring awareness to the current crisis. And although there are a lot of people who live this invasion, this active invasion every single day, what I began hearing was, well, what can we do about it? What can we do about it? And through all of the training that I had learned through the True Texas Project and the Citizen Advocacy Program, I decided to just apply those to the current crisis and trying to get people active, engaged, and involved on the grassroots level. So, the purpose of Secure the Border is to, of course, spread awareness of what is really going on. You guys are doing amazing. We have so many just great people that are constantly posting current and up to date articles, live feeds from various people, and information. That is crucial. I do also have a Getter account. I will try to post that in the comments. That is a little bit different. If you have not downloaded the Getter app, please do so. With the current censorship that is going on between Twitter, Facebook, or Fakebook, like I like to call it, it is so vital and important that we are able to access information. Um, and they know this. That's why the censorship exists, right? So they don't want the truth to get out there. So I do have a Getter account. I do not that I am purposely using as the Secure the Border twin to the information that is on Facebook. I do the best that I can to try and share some of the pertinent articles and information on there. There are a lot of other people on there. CIS, which is Center of Immigration Studies, of course, Anthony Aguero and Oscar Blue, Ben Berkwam. There are so many people there on Getter, Steve Bannon. So I definitely do encourage everyone to try and download Getter and set up an account there. And you can find myself. I'll make sure that I post that in the comments as well. So it is to secure the border, of course, is to share relevant information, get that information out there. But then it's different. This is not just a Facebook page. This is not just a Getter account. It is about the action items. One of the things that I have been working so hard to do as I've been traveling all over our great state of Texas is to actively try to find what we can do on the city, county, and state level. because right now we know that we cannot depend on the federal government. And, we've said it all along. If you've ever heard myself or several other people speak, saying that the border is a federal issue is not okay. That's not an acceptable answer when it is us that is having to deal with the consequences of this. That's not an acceptable answer to the 73-year-old in Del Rio who was raped by three illegals who broke into her house. That's not an acceptable answer to the two young um, ladies that I met months ago, in Del Rio, who was raped and will never see justice. That is not the acceptable answer to the mother and the father who have just recently lost their sons or their daughters to a fentanyl overdose. Saying that immigration is a federal issue and there is nothing that can be done on the state, city, and county level is not an acceptable answer to Texans. And we have to be able to find out what we can do. We need to be thinking outside of the box, looking at the Constitution, at our state constitution, and trying to find solutions. So that is one of the things that I have done. So that I've worked so hard for all last year and will continue to do so throughout this year. What are those action items? Now, of course, we, during the regular session and the special sessions, the focus was on what we could do in Austin. And we still want to put the pressure on there. However, now I'm going to be shifting gears. I've been saying this for a little while, shifting gears to focus even more so on the city and county levels. Going, I'm going to be hopefully finding out more of what the sheriffs can do constitutionally, because we know that that is one of the most powerful positions constitutionally, what they can do to protect their citizens. One of the things with, the pandemic going on is that we all got a crash course, myself included, on the importance of city and county officials. So that is where a lot of my focus will be. To that point, you know, um, one of the things that I constantly hear again is like, what can I do? What can I do? I need help. I need help. This is a lot of research. D- I live, breathe, and just or not sleep very much. Trying to watch videos, reading articles, researching, meeting with people, driving all over the state. I spent a lot of time, obviously, down there in Kinney County, and rightfully so, because the officials there and the sheriff there have gone above and beyond to literally try to find a solution. So when people ask, like, why I've spent so much time here or there, that's why. Also, trying to meet with individuals, with fellow Texans, trying to hear their story, the stories that you're not going to hear on mainstream media, trying to push out that information. Um, and so things like that. One of the upcoming current projects that I've been blessed to work on is actually getting in contact and partnering up with some officials from CIS, Center of Immigration Studies. So we are going to be working on one of the levels that I've been wanting to go after for a while, on the county and city levels, which is the school districts. So, for example, I live in Tarrant County. I live in North Texas. One of the frustrations that I've had this entire time is fellow Texans coming back home and fellow Texans, my neighbors, not realizing how big of a problem this is. Our great state is so huge, and it's easy for citizens in other areas of Texas to not realize how it is impacting them. They think that it is a distant problem. Even if they are aware of it, they think that it is a distant problem, hundreds of miles away, literally, like in my case here in North Texas. Well, one of the things that partnering up with CIS, I started looking into HHS, which is you can go to hhs.gov. On the website, you can see some of the statistics that I pulled straight from their website. So I wanted to show this to you guys really quick because hopefully it'll make sense, as to why, if you are willing and able to help me research some of this, you can see the grand scope of this, and what this could be. and how people from all over in North Texas, Central Texas, how you guys can start taking action right there where you are. You do not have to travel all over our great nation of Texas, like I am crazy enough to do, to start fighting back. So let me see if I can figure out. Like I said, just give me a little bit of grace here. Forgive me. If I can share my screen. Okay. Okay. Share. Sorry, forgive me. Okay, I hope that you guys can see this. Like I said, thank you for your grace and understanding. I am not a tech savvy person. This is the new website, securetheborder.us. Underneath here, you'll see the homepage. It goes into the latest news. There, I try to keep up to date, key and pertinent articles and information relevant to the section that you are most interested in, as you can see there. So I will do my best. My husband is helping me. So hopefully, if you have something that is most important to you, of course, in our area, the drug situation, the war on drugs in Tarrant County has skyrocketed. This is some recent information specifically geared towards drugs, gangs, violence, human and sex trafficking, all of that. But under the Take Action tab, you can go to how you can help your city, your county, take action in our state capital. The campaign corner, I have not quite done anything in that just yet, but hopefully, once I get a vetting process in place, I will have candidates in there that I have vetted and that have answered the questions in their respective race, and how they plan on combating this in their, if they were to be elected in their position. Because of course the focus here is on the city, state, and state, city, county, and state level. How to become a precinct chair, information like that, and then other ways to get involved. I will go into a current action item that I have for you guys um, here in just a little bit, and that'll be there. But specifically, what I was talking about with combating the schools in your local areas. This is information right here. How much is the border crisis count costing your county? So this is the list. I got these statistics straight from hhs.gov, and I did provide the sources in the documents there. You can see these are all so basically, HHS is a very left-leaning organization, in our federal government. So these numbers, I'm sure, are greatly emancipated. Emancipated, that's not the right word. Um, they're probably well underreported. But just so this is just from their statistics alone. So I'm going to go forward just a little bit. They're if they're supposed to report if they have transferred 50 unaccompanied minors or more to a certain county, to any given county in the state of Texas. As you can see, there's over 20 counties that fell within that category. Most of them, believe it or not, are not near the border. Collin County is one. So you could go through here and see if your county has made this list. Again, this is does not mean that your county did not receive any unaccompanied minors. It just simply means that maybe they didn't receive 50 or more within that given month. It is based off of their fiscal year, which begins in October. And so this one in particular, some of the stats you'll see in November, that is considered this new 2022 fiscal year. But I wanted to go over to, and I do have them alphabetized. Um, I wanted to go over here to Tarrant County because that is my specific county, to show how many unaccompanied minors we have received. Aha. So in Tarrant County alone, these are the numbers of unaccompanied minors that we have received last year in the 2021 fiscal year and in the first month of fiscal year 2022. Over 3,000 of them. So what I did here is actually research with the TEA, the, the Texas Education Association of Texas, to see how much it cost our taxpayer dollars for every pupil that is in our public school system. Given that they are unaccompanied minors, the vast majority of them, it is reasonable to assume that they would be school age children. So, because of course, an unaccompanied minor would be considered 17 and under. So for Tarrant County in North Texas, we received over 3,000. And this is about the estimated cost. Now, this is the current research that I'm going to need help with. Currently, right now, partnering up with CIS, we are actively researching a different county than this. And if that information holds true, which I received that information today, might be making a special trip out there. Um, but given that this is Tarrant County, which is near and dear to my heart, it's very important that we have over 30 ISDs in Tarrant County. So I'm going to need help trying to pull that information from every ISD. So if you are interested in helping me read and research those ISDs here in Tarrant County or in your respective county, if your county is on this list and you are like, oh my goodness, I did not realize this, and you would like to try to help, please reach out to me. I could most certainly use that assistance. Um, so what we're going to be doing is um, actually going to the school boards, going to the county commissioners court and start asking these questions of like, how much is this costing us? They are not, most of them, as you could tell, are not staying in the border counties. The border counties are receiving the influx of them. They are dealing with the immediate consequences of the invasion, but they are not staying in this at our border counties. They are coming throughout Texas and throughout the United States. So if we start showing up to similar to like what has been done with CRT, for example, which people have just made just man, warriors, mama bears and papa bears going out there and slamming and hitting it hard, and they are having victories. Thank you, Jesus, because it is so needed. But if the border is something that is passionate to you and you feel like, well, what could I do because I can't go down there to the border, or how do I combat that from Collin County or from Tarrant County or from Harris County, which is the number one place where unaccompanied minors are going to. Um, and you could see that on the website. This is one of the ways that you can get active, engaged, involved, and start right there fighting back on your county level. I will help you. I will go right beside you. We will learn together, and we will just start raising some noise, bringing awareness. Let's find out how much it is costing the taxpayers there. When we have, in particularly in my area, um, property tax, of course, is something that is impacting all Texans. And right now, I mean, we have elderly couples who are being forced out of their homes because they can no longer afford the increase in property taxes. Um, and this obviously has a huge impact on that. This is just the unaccompanied minors alone. That's just their education alone. So, anyways, just as that's one of the current projects that I'm working on. I will be researching even more ways to combat this on your county levels. I do have some information already on there on the website under the Take Action tab. So if anyone is interested in that, please use that as a resource. And if anyone is interested in partnering up with me in some of those things, again, please feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out to me. My email address for the new website is listed on the website at the contact tab, which is sheena.rodriguez at securetheborder.us. I believe it is there, my email address. So feel free to send me an email there. Um, Another thing that we are currently working on, I was blessed to be just a small resource to bring resources over there to Kinney County. We were able to bring a few scopes. Um, some drones to some groups, and some computers. I mean, these are basic things that every police department, every sheriff's department, particularly down there at the border, should have. But the unfortunate reality is that they simply don't. So I think and I believe with all my heart that in order for us as a state to be able to survive this, because unfortunately that's where we're at this point, we are just going to have to try to fight back on every level and survive this influx. We have at best 3 more years of this. So, how do we survive this? How do we fight back? How do we try to secure our state, our precious state of Texas, as best as we can from this? Well, I think that part of this is going to be exactly like that, bringing resources, using a private individuals and private businesses to help fund and bring resources that are desperately needed to the county sheriffs and police departments that are in need of it. They are earnestly trying to do what they can for their citizens and for the people that they were sworn to protect, and they are just in desperate need of assistance. So I think that that is. I was blessed to be able to do that for Kinney County and be a small part of that. Hopefully, my next target is potentially La Jolla. I know that that La Jolla chief of police seems to me, I've been watching him closely, seems that he is doing all that he can, the new, chief of police there, and he has made a call out for help, for resources there. So, that is the other thing that I will hopefully be doing. If your sheriff or your police department, your chief of police in your city is earnestly trying to do the right thing. And by doing the right thing, I'm talking about, Sheriff Coe is amazing, right? He's gone above and beyond. As much as I greatly respect my Sheriff Wayborn, I hope that I don't get flack for this, but if I could write in Sheriff Coe as my sheriff here in North Texas, I would. He's gone above and beyond trying to protect his citizens in his county, in his precious county. That's what I'm looking for. We are looking for other patriotic police department chiefs, chiefs of police, and other sheriff's departments that are going above and beyond, prosecuting trespassers, trying to figure out a way to protect their citizens. Those are the ones that we first and foremost want to try and help bring resources to. So if you have any information on that, please feel free to reach out to me and let me know. So that is another project that I will be continuing to work on. Um, and then Operation Don't Mess with Texas. This is one that I'm particularly excited about, and that when this hopefully gets arranged, I will need volunteers for. I'm not going to give up hope. I know that hunting season is coming to a close. Some of you guys who have followed me have seen some of the destruction over there in Eagle Pass Del Rio, on private ranchers' property, where their land is just ravaged. There is trash everywhere. These are farmers. These are ranchers. This is going into the rivers. We're the environmentalist, right? And unfortunately, our National Guard have been used to pick up trash along these public spaces for a while now. And so once we have some nailed down dates and some properties of those who are willing to ask for help, then we will be going out there and kicking off Operation hashtag Don't Mess with Texas, and helping to clean up, and volunteering out there. So that be on the lookout for that. Also, I was blessed to be able to be out, or I was blessed to be asked to be on the board for a new project. There is a gala that's going to be coming up on February 12th, down there in South Texas. And this is going to be benefiting a refuge camp that is going to be used for victims of human and sex trafficking. I'm really excited to be a part of this and to be asked to be a part of this. So once that information and that website, it should be out there on Monday, is updated. If you'd like to be a part of that, come in here. Great speakers. Um, and I will also be one of the speakers. I don't know if I'm great, but I will be speaking at that event. Then I will be putting that out. So please also be on the lookout for that. I will hopefully be starting a weekly podcast. I have been offered a studio space once the studio is completed. I'm really excited about that. Not quite sure when that will start, but my goal is to do a weekly podcast with up to date. It won't be like this. It'll be maybe just like a recap. I hope to call it the Migrant Misinformation Podcast, with up to date weekly recap of incidents along that are border related throughout the state of Texas. And I say that because it could be drug bust, it could be, anywhere throughout Texas, it could be illegals that are apprehended anywhere throughout Texas, anything that is border related. I hope to just be able to provide a brief recap of that. I'd love to also have a few guest speakers on, and also hopefully, for those who are willing, some fellow Texans who are dealing with this first and foremost, so that their stories and their voices can be heard. So once that gets up and going, hopefully I can start that next week. I don't know exactly the date or the time, that'll fit the schedule, and if I'm out there on the road, then it might have to be on the road. But that be on the lookout for that. So weekly podcast. Also on my on the website itself, there's also a blog that will be started. That is going to be the Migrant Misinformation blog, and on there, I want to be able to use that. I just recently came back about a week and a half ago from Eagle Pass. I will hopefully be putting out my new blog post, my first blog out there first, just sharing the experiences, um, the recent trip or a recent event, anything that's relevant like that. That'll be my first blog post. Will be about this last trip to Eagle Pass, Kinney County in Del Rio. So sign up for that. Sign up for the email updates. Please, on the website as well, and information like this gala coming up, information like the Operation Don't Mess with Texas, things like that, will be up and going. And also will hopefully the podcast, I will have a weekly action item for you guys, whether it be a new action item on the city or county level. Once this gets up and going, trying to go after the schools and getting that information out there. Hopefully I will be able to include that in there as well. So yeah, go to the website securetheborder.us. Oh, and the speaking of the action item, this is the current action item that you can, again, also find on the Take Action tab. This is on the federal level, and typically I can't even think beyond our great state of Texas. I just can't. There's so much going on right now. Um, but this right here is extremely important. Um, Yesterday, I believe it was, the House, Nancy Pelosi at her best, passed the HR 5746, and that is the voting rights bill. They're also calling it the NASA bill, and it is horrendous. One of the things that this allows as it relates to the border is for illegals and non-citizens to vote in our federal elections. We just saw this happen in New York City. We knew that this was coming, that they put it, over 800,000 non-citizens are now eligible to vote in the city of New York. Um, this is coming here to Texas. It's already here. A while back, maybe about 2 weeks ago or a week ago, forgive me, I can't remember the exact time frame, but the Epoch Times had released that the four counties here in Texas that did have an audit done: Tarrant County, Harris County, Dallas County, and I always forget the other one. Forgive me. You could look it up, the Epoch Times article. It was 11,000 non-citizens that were found registered to vote potentially. So this is here. This is here. This is in Texas, and we must stop this. HR 5746, along with a lot of other really bad, horrific things, um, will allow illegals to vote in our federal elections. So, your current action item for this week is to call your state senators. It's already passed the House. We can stop this stopping it in the Senate. So, you need to contact Senator Cornyn and Senator Cruz. Contact their offices. I do have the link there straight to their website where you could use. I kept it short, sweet, and simple. There's this letter that you can find on there that literally just says, for the sake of our great republic, HR 5746 must not pass. Uh, as your voting constituent, I am encouraging you to vote no on HR 5746, aka the NASA and Voting Rights Bill, and ensure that the filibuster stays in place. That is crucial. Please respond to this correspondence to acknowledge that my voice has been heard and you have done all that you can as my senator to ensure our vote is protected. Of course, here in the state of Texas, we have two congressional senators, which is Senator Cornyn and Senator Cruz. Reach out to them, call them. You don't even have to use this template. Okay. Uh, you could use this as just a guide. Create your own if you'd like. But I did link their websites on there that you can call them like nonstop, blow up their phones. Call them nonstop. Leave those messages. Call. You can look on there and see specifically which number is best for your district in Texas. If you're in Central Texas, North Texas, reach out to them, make those phone calls. You can use this as a template for if you don't know quite what to say. If you're nervous, like I was when I first started doing this, and I'm like, I don't know what to say. They're not going to listen to me. I'm just a mom, right? Like, but man, once you get going and it just starts rolling. Keep it short, sweet, and to the point. Tell them exactly what you want them to do. This is just one way. Or you could email them. You can copy and paste it. You can print this out. You can mail it to them. Although I would highly suggest emailing it to them, and or please do both. Email and call their offices, call their local offices, call their offices in DC, and their websites are linked in that take action other options under this HR 5746. So that is your action item as it is related to the border today for this week. And then be on the lookout for the beginning of the new migrant misinformation podcast. And then eventually, hopefully, you won't just be seeing the back of my little office space. Hopefully, you'll be seeing actually the studio once it's up and built. That I'm just so blessed to have been offered. I'm just so excited with some of the partnerships that are going on, some of the things that I've been asked to be a part of. And I'm just so encouraged. Thank you guys so much for all of your encouragement, for all those who have followed my work. Um, this whole last year. Thank you guys so much for everything. I really do appreciate it, and I do feel your prayers when I'm out there on the road. I There is a good chance that I might be on the road again and visiting the border within the next week or two. It'll definitely probably be before this upcoming event on February 12th. I'm just waiting for some guidance on exactly where to go. I've narrowed it down to two places. So, um, I think that's all for now. I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you for your patience, your encouragement, and I'm just so thankful that this is to be a part of this grassroots movement. That's why I created Secure the Border, and that's what the intention that I had with TAII, is because there really is no grassroots organization that focuses solely on securing the border. We are where we are because of the failures of both parties for years. This has to stop. We have to be able long term. The goal is to influence legislation. That's where my heart is. Of course, is legislation in Austin. Hopefully, the next session I'll hit the ground running, hopefully with our own legislation, with some of the partners, with some of the groups that I've been able to be a part of and get connected with. We're throwing around some ideas out there. Hopefully, we will get the right candidates in office. I'm so encouraged with so many candidates that are running across the state of Texas. It gives me hope just a little bit. But of course, that hope, you guys are going to have to go out there and vote. The primary election starts February 14th. Is early voting. You guys are going to need your vote matters. It matters. We're going to need to flood it out there. Let your voice be heard. Don't listen to the opposition. They want you to think that your vote doesn't matter. They want you to think that you don't have a voice. That's how they win. You go out there, you vote. And then you hold their feet to the fire and you say, this is not acceptable. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop going to the city councils. I'm not going to stop going to the county commissioners, going to the school boards, going to Austin. I'm not going to stop because this is impacting my life. It's impacting the future of my children, my grandchildren, my nieces, my nephews. This has to, we have to find our voice, find your voice, be encouraged. I am just a mom. There's nothing special about what I do or what I have done. I'm just willing to do it. That's it. That's all it is. Anything else out there that what I call chisme gossip. Gosh, I can't stand that. The chisme, the gossip, the drama that is just created, that is all noise. Stop the noise, stop the distractions, focus on the goal. Do not attack one another. We don't always have to agree on everything, right? That's okay. That's okay. But we have to be able to join forces together, find our voice, lift each other up, encourage each other, and then take action. We have to take back what we have lost. Right now, we are right there, and this open borders policy will ensure if we do not fight back, it will ensure that we enter into communism. That's how serious this is. You look throughout history, it is the same patterns. So please take this seriously. Please get active, engaged, and involved. And with regards to the border, I'm trying very hard to find those ways that you can do exactly that. So, again, your action item, contact Senator Cruz, contact Senator Cornyn. And I don't want to hear, please, please, I don't want to hear. I know that Cornyn's not exactly, he's let us down. He has let us down. And my goodness, please somebody run against him. Okay. But we need to make even the wrong people do the right thing. And this is one way. Let your voice be heard and tell them what you are demanding of them. This has to be stopped. HR 5746 has to be stopped in the Senate. So please take a look at that website, sign up for the email updates, sign up for the blog. Um, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Just give me a little bit of time to respond. I am a mom, I am a wife, and I am out there doing exactly this, trying to get this grassroots effort up and going. So thank you guys again. I don't want to take up any more of your time. Be on the lookout for the next podcast. I'll enter in that information into the links in the comments. And God bless you guys. Thank you guys for everything. And let's work together to secure our border and save our Texas. God bless. Bye.